Dick.
My appearances here at Untalented Night have been characterized in recent years by repeats. I did it before. If you've been here a few years, you've heard all my stuff almost. You remember Mama Buy Me a Rubber Doll?
Oh, yes.
Do Mama Do?
Do Mama Do.
Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I did Casey at the Bat.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore. Cataracts aced me.
Not even close.
They aced me.
Not even close.
Hilarious spoof on Casey. I can't do it anymore.
Oh, that's sad.
So I had to dredge down
Even lower.
deeply into my reservoir of entertaining sketches. Yes. But there's a story that goes with this. Some people say I'm a good storyteller. So I have a story to tell you. Early in my federal civil service career, I found myself working in the Bureau of Prisons in Washington, D.C. My boss was the supervisor of prison camps, all the federal prison camps spread out over the country. Early on, since my specialty was the business office and auditing, reviewing the accounts, very complex system without computers. No computers. Everything was manual. Well, my specialty was auditing, and I saw immediately that we needed a simplified accounting system, something that our prison camps could adopt as uniform. So we drew up one, and everything went well. All of the installations that we came to, they were glad to have this simple version until we got to the camp near Montgomery, Alabama, in the south. And there, a veteran senior clerk in charge of the office, who had been there a long time and was perhaps twice my age, when he found out we were going to make changes to his system, he began to think, these bureaucrats coming in here, disturbing me, this is bad. So he moaned and groaned and held back his approval of what we were doing. Until my boss, who was traveling with me, the supervisor of all of these camps, found out about this. And he said, Mr. Grantham, we are going to install this new system here at Montgomery. Is that clear? I said, yes, sir. It's clear. And the next morning, he handed me a poem, which led me to believe that he thought that I was a brainless bureaucrat. When you hear this poem, you'll see what I mean. Oh, before I share the poem, a little education. Who here can tell me what is a fried collar? A fried collar. Anybody?
Collared? Is it
Fried collar.
C-O-L?
C-O-L-L-A-R.
Oh, collar.
Fried collar. Don't know
It's that.
it? Okay, I'll tell you. About 100 years ago, the accepted uniform, I guess you'd say, or office dress code was a white shirt without a collar, but you attached a hard, firm collar, usually made of celluloid, with studs all the way around. Man, it makes me cringe to think about it. How would that be in the summertime in Washington, D.C., in the government office, without any air conditioning? Ooh. But that's a fried collar. Fried collar. The name of this poem, I've discovered, was The Ballad of Charlie McGuffus. That's M-C-G-O-F-F-U-S, McGuffus. Charlie McGuffus. And here, oh, the writer. The writer is that famous author and poet named Anonymous.
He writes a lot of stuff.
You've read a lot of his stuff.
Yes.
Well, you've heard a lot of his stuff. Here's another one. A field engineer named Charlie McGuffus works all day out in the field and all night in the office, checking contracts and vouchers and estimates too, to be picked all to bits by the Washington crew. For the guys in BC, with their double-lensed specs, Donna, their sallow complexions, and their fried collar necks, cared not for the time or the money they'd waste. If a comma was missing or a carbon misplaced, they'd bounce back the paper with ill-concealed jeers to harass those hard-working field engineers. But to get back to Charlie, he struggled along until an ache in his brain told him something was wrong. So he went to the doctor. "Doctor," said he, "there's a buzz in my brain. What's the matter with me?" Well, the doctor punched, as doctors do, thumped, as doctors do. He tested his pulse and his reflexes, too, and his head, and his heart, and his throat, and each lung. And he had Charlie say, "Aw," and stick out his tongue. Then he said, "Wow, what a narrow escape." But a quick operation will get you back in shape. Your brain has run down, your brain has worn out like a motor run down. And you're flirting with death every time you turn around. I must take out your brain for complete overhauling. In the meantime, please take a respite from your calling. So Charlie McGuffus went under the knife. He struggled home brainless and kissed his own wife. While old Dr. Loomis and two other men started to put his brain back together again. Well, the weeks rolled along, and Charlie McGuffus never came back to pick up at the medical's office, to pick his brain up at the medical's office. The doctor got worried, gave Charlie a ring, He said, you better come by and pick up this blame thing. Thanks, Doc. I don't need it, said Charlie McGuff. I have been transferred to the Washington office. So now, Charlie wears a fried collar to work. And he hides in the lairs where the auditors lurk. And the pride and the joy of the Washington office is brainless, predacious, young Charlie McGuff.